It was a chilly Monday morning in the small town of Maplewood. The Daily Brew coffee shop buzzed with tired commuters, clinking cups, and the smell of roasted beans. Behind the counter worked Emma, a kind-hearted barista known for her smile and warm words. She always remembered her customers' names and orders, even when they didn't remember hers. But that morning something was different. A man in his 50s entered, wearing an old coat and carrying a worn-out briefcase. He seemed nervous, his hands trembling as he ordered a simple black coffee. Emma noticed the pain in his eyes but said nothing, just smiled and slipped an extra muffin into his bag. On the house. Little did she know, that small act would change everything. The next morning, the same man returned. He placed a folded piece of paper under his coffee cup. When Emma picked it up, she read, "Thank you for your kindness yesterday. You saved me from doing something terrible." Her heart skipped a beat. She looked around, but he had already disappeared. The note haunted her all day. What had he meant by something terrible? Suicide, a crime? She didn't know. That night, Emma couldn't sleep. Her small act of kindness suddenly felt much bigger, much heavier. Days passed, but the man never came back. Emma started to worry. She asked regulars if anyone had seen him. No one had. She searched through old receipts, checking the timestamp of his purchase. Nothing. It was as if he never existed. But one morning, a small envelope was left at the counter with her name on it. Inside was a silver key and a short note. "If you ever wonder who you helped, find the blue door on Willow Street." Emma's curiosity grew stronger than her fear. She decided to follow the message. Willow Street was quiet and lined with old brick buildings. She found the blue door just as the note said. It led to an abandoned art studio. Dust covered the tables and canvases leaned against the walls. On one of the easels was a painting of her. Emma, smiling behind the coffee shop counter, sunlight falling across her face. Tears welled up in her eyes. A note was pinned next to the painting. "You reminded me what kindness looks like. I used to paint before the world turned gray. The man had been an artist once, until something, or someone, broke him." Emma learned from an old neighbor nearby that the man's name was Thomas Reed, a once famous painter who vanished after his wife's death 5 years ago. He had lost everything: his art, his hope, his will to live. Emma realized her simple kindness had reached a soul teetering on the edge. She felt an urge to find him, to thank him for reminding her that small gestures could change lives. She hung one of his forgotten paintings inside the coffee shop, hoping one day he'd walk in again. Weeks later, on a quiet afternoon, a familiar voice spoke. "You kept my art alive." It was Thomas. He looked healthier, his eyes softer. He had been painting again, inspired by Emma's kindness. He showed her a new collection titled The Coffee Shop Angel. Emma blushed. She didn't think she'd done anything extraordinary. But Thomas said, "You didn't just serve coffee. You served hope." Their meeting marked the beginning of a deep friendship that touched everyone around them. Months later, Thomas held an exhibition at the local art gallery. The entire collection was inspired by moments of quiet kindness. People helping strangers, children laughing, Emma smiling. At the entrance, a small plaque read, "Dedicated to the barista who gave me back my life." The community was moved. Visitors left in tears, realizing how a single act of goodness could ripple through countless lives. Years passed. The coffee shop became famous, not for its coffee, but for its story. People from faraway towns visited, leaving notes of kindness and hope on the walls. Thomas's final painting, before he passed peacefully in his sleep, was of Emma handing a coffee cup to a stranger with golden light around her, titled, "The Angel of Daily Brew." Emma never stopped being kind, because she learned that sometimes a single cup of coffee can save a soul. One small act of kindness can awaken the lost hope in someone's heart. You never know who you might save with a smile.